Hello, my name is Roman Yankovsky and I'm a deputy dean in the Faculty of Law of Moscow High School of Economics. And I'm also a scientific supervisor of the Legal Tech Master's Program. I will be glad to answer your questions about the program. Since I grew up, I liked computers and computer games. I like to understand how programs work, and I like to make some modifications for them. But I've decided to become a lawyer, and I'm a graduate of Lomonosov Moscow State University with the degree in law. And after that, I've got a PhD degree on my thesis was dedicated to venture capitalism and its regulation. But still, even with that, I've spent a lot of time working with the startups and working in law firms that were specialized in the area of law and technology. Also, I've worked as a university teacher, lecturer in Moscow University for some time, and as well as in other Russian well-known establishments like Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology or the New Economic School. And in 2020, I was invited to teach at the High School of Economics. And actually, I really wanted to try to work here because I've heard a lot of good things about the modern approach and the contemporary methods of teaching in High School of Economics. So I became a lecturer, then a deputy dean, and in 2021 they offered me to create the first master's program on legal tech in Russia. So I did that and became for some time an academic supervisor of this program, and now I am a scientific supervisor of this legal tech degree. I think that the teaching basically is a way of thinking, and when you as a teacher, when you are used to explain some difficult, complicated concepts and connections between them, then your way of thinking becomes organized and structured, and this thinking eventually reflects in everything you do. So yes, I guess you could say that teaching is actually a way of thinking and a way of living as well. The reason to get to our master's program, to legal tech program, is because we don't just teach lawyers technology. We've taken technical courses and math courses and made them lawyer friendly. So if you are a lawyer looking for where to learn mathematics and programming and all these IT disciplines like cybersecurity, whatever, you cannot just come to any computer science program because it will be too difficult for you, too complicated. And if you come to us, we are ready to go. In our program, the most important value is the way of thinking and style of thinking, you can say that. This thinking must be organized, must be creative, and must be, most of all, problem solving. From my experience, if a lawyer thinks in a problem solving way, he can learn legal tech as well as any technical discipline after all. A specialist in legal tech now worth $3,000 to $5,000 on the Russian market, and I guess even more abroad. They work in large law firms, they can work in legal operations, in in-house legal departments, for example, and they can actually create their own legal products as legal product managers. It seems to me that during our program, first you have to create some of your own projects for your own portfolio. And after that, You can choose either to go to IT and become some kind of product manager in an IT company or IT plus lawyer for a startup company, or you can stay in the legal field, completely in the legal field, and work on the digitalization of legal and business processes in a law firm, for example, or in a legal department. And maybe, I guess, in that scenario, an MBA degree will be really useful, but it takes time to get. We will be really happy to see you here in Moscow High School of Economics, and hope to see you soon. Welcome!